Good morning. um... So... Ooh. Why is the music... Probably hasn't applied the settings yet, because I haven't gotten into the game. Oh, audio issues. Yes. Hi. A little bit late, because, well... long story short, I, ended up, out last night. Went back to a friend's place to catch up afterward, and... making sure someone was okay, yeah, went very late into the night. So, yeah. Also, my voice is far worse than I thought it was gonna be, so, I think the fact we're probably gonna have a bit of a shorter stream today is probably fortuitous. Because I don't want to wreck my voice. I kind of need that both for work and to do stuff like this, so... yeah. But thankfully, today... we have a guest to help me. Oh my god. I cannot believe I just blanked on that layup. I had a really good line to lead into this, and then it just failed. Awesome. Mina is here. Hi, Mina.
What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals?
I cannot believe how hard I just flubbed introducing you. Because I was like, oh yes, we're gonna look into the world of Paradise Killer when Lady Love dies herself. And, like, I just... we're going to... and my mind just blanked, so... but... considering how setting up for stream this morning and also waking up for stream this morning went, that is a bit... that is definitely apropos, if nothing else.
Yes.
How are you doing, Mina?
It's weird to think about, but there actually is a non-zero chance that Lady Love Dies was partially inspired by me, which is kind of odd.
Wait, really? I thought that...
So the character artist for this game is a very talented artist. You can follow them on Twitter at Gigaliptic. So this game released in 2020. Production of it began about 3 years earlier, which would be 2017. In 2017, I commissioned Gigalithic to draw, like, you know, my Sona.
Right.
Which would have been right around when the pre-production planning and character design stuff would have started for that game.
Oh my god.
So I'm not saying, you know, they ripped me off or whatever. It definitely didn't happen. Gigaliptic is extremely talented and very nice. But all I'm saying is that there could be some lingering threads of like, oh, I just drew a, you know, fat woman with brown hair covering one eye.
Yup.
Let's do that again.
Yeah, like, never has there been a more Minacore character that I've just, like, that has just appeared in front of me.
So before I even knew this game existed, 15 different people, I counted 15 people, messaged me and said, is this you? Like, is this you in this game? Why is this just you?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it'd be like, we just found a blonde-haired cat girl in a video game, and we're all just like, wait a minute, no. That can't be, right? Like...
Exactly, yeah.
God. Wow, I didn't realize the circumstances might have been even more appropriate for that comparison than I realized. Yeah. Awesome. I love audio.
This game slaps severely. I have not played this game since my first playthrough of it, like, over 3 years ago, so I'm very excited to re-experience some of it.
Yeah.
Nothing quite like figuring out who killed Paradise while trapped in Vaporwave hell.
Yes. Very much so. God, the aesthetic... there's obvious, like, immediate parallels to that aesthetic, like, when you, like, start touching, or when, like, you see screenshots of the game and stuff like that. But, like, almost every single... I'm gonna get away from that save point, because it keeps buzzing. But I also didn't realize stuff like, obviously your tablet, Starlight. But then when you're picking up items and stuff like that, like, picking up a blood crystal gives me, like, the most, Vaporwave cross, what's that game? You're exploring the internet as a admin
Oh,
or something.
Broken Reality?
No, crap. Oh, no, it's lost me. But it reminds me of, like, the early 90s, early aughts internet doing, like, very early Web 2.0 doing the Vaporwave aesthetic. Oh, God. And it's a shame, because the music is exceptional, but
It's so good. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in gaming.
yeah, 100%. Like, I remember starting to hear that on Lucas' stream, and I was like, oh, wow, that... Like, I heard one song and went, well, I need to look up the OST for this game immediately. But I've had, like, weird... Well, first off, there's just been, like, the first time I streamed the game, the first time I left the audio by itself, it got claimed, which kind of sucks. But like, kind of sucks, but, like, yeah, I mean, I don't expect it to not. But I've also had, like, weird audio balancing issues, so... just for demonstration purposes, because, like, I'm curious if anyone else has run into this issue before. So, the way I balance this is, like, okay, music is really loud, but everything is proportionally quiet. Oh, actually, this is not a good area to do this. But basically what happened, or what I think is happening, is that, like, the master volume multiplier is getting applied multiple times to the music only.
That is very weird.
So, like, I
played on Switch, so I obviously, like, didn't have any experience with that.
Yeah, no. Which is, yeah, like, I haven't seen anything else online about it, and considering this game got an update recently, like, it might only be a recent thing. Actually, speaking of, you know, re-experiencing this for the first time, I saw the update to this, but I saw that there was an update to this before I started playing, and it said it added a new character, and I had to, like, sit back and be like, wait, how do you add another character to this mystery game that isn't, like,
yeah,
I don't know, transparently not part of it? But then, like, the little I do know about this game, there's, something along the lines of your decision is going to dictate something, whether that's, like, literally who is guilty, or if it just has repercussions for, like, the way the Syndicate and the Council move on from events. Like, I'm not really sure. But I'm super interested in looking back in hindsight, like, how they included a second character into or another character into this.
I would be too, yeah. I don't actually know who the new character is.
Okay, well, yeah, interesting. I guess we'll find out then. Also, yeah, we were talking just before the stream about trying to get blood out of a stone. And basically, I've approached Akiko and multiple times pointed out, hey, this doesn't make sense. I analyzed the blood.
All you're getting is a whole lot of Nenorochita.
Yeah, oh god. She said that, and I was like, okay, what does that mean? And, yeah.
Then you looked it up and saw that it meant whore. Basically,
yeah. Well, I think, she equates it to bitch in the game? Actually, no, that might have been... It might have been something I looked up. I can't quite remember now. But yes, that was, that was a frustrating conversation to have. Right, so, one thing, we should do before we proceed is just kind of catch you up on where I am.
Yeah. This is a very open game. It's possible to get things figured out in like 10 minutes, and it's possible to wander around stuck for 7 hours.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like that. So is there something specific you'd want to see just to blanket get it, and I can do a quick, like, recap of what I did, like, very recently?
just a peek of a peek at your Starlight Mysteries tab, I guess, followed by your current theories for who the killer are.
Okay, mysteries is in...
Just like the tab of notes.
Oh, the tab of notes, okay.
So the potential leads is important.
Yep, so the fourth Holy Seal is a mystery. How is the final barrier before the Council's penthouse breached? I need to find out what the third Holy Seal is. It should be deep within the Council building. Shinji said this helmet was dumped behind a planter near the entrance of the second seal, which allowed me to go into some space where it was, like, very low gravity and... an esoteric puzzle that I think we've linked back to the obelisks on the beach. Because I remember talking to Lydia about the fact that she had been around there, and we noted that, like, hey, those obelisks are connected to the second Holy Seal. And, I don't think we got anything conclusive out of it other than, like, look, I'm the only one with a car, yes, but I travel the entire island. I don't know what you want me to say. Which, fair, but... still. Marshall Barracks...
Okay, so that last potential lead is very easily missed, so I'm glad that you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah, odd texture on the ground, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what this is, and then a thing came up, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess I should be looking very carefully more often.
All I'll say is that you'll know when you can access that.
Yeah. Yes, it is very much like the kind of like, hey, I don't think you can do this right now, but later on you will. It's that, like, with the right tool is just like, okay, throw this out of my mind until I have something later on. Okay, so theories. So, actually, I'll bring up the timeline because... Oh, I did have a quick question, actually.
Yes.
Does this update with things we discover at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't really, like, because I noted, when I was looking through this, that there were specific things there that I don't know if I was told initially, but I definitely had conversations on later, so I wasn't 100% on that. But, okay. So, in terms of this specifically, first off, one of the last things that happened was LD was analyzing basically the time it took Henry to appear before the council building and the time he escaped. And she surmised that he could not have gotten to the building, through the seals, killed the council, and back out again in that amount of time. So that's a pretty big indicator that, like, I don't... so that, without further explanation, I think that rules out Henry as the person that killed the guards. I think simultaneous to that, if Akiko is to be believed at least, since she was the only one present when Henry escaped, that similarly she could not have gone to the council building and done that as well. I don't know if she would have some other way of, like, just, you know, teleporting around, but given the framing with which the checkpoints and stuff like that and traveling with Lydia, I'm going to assume that, like, if Henry could not have run all the way to the council building, done all that, and come back out, I think it's reasonable to assume Akiko could not have either. But
right.
That does not mean that Akiko didn't do some shit. Because there's a lot of evidence pointing towards her meddling with and or killing the guards out the front of the council building. So, first off, the bodies found at the scene did not match any martial guards. Akiko has multiple times been said to be very, like, connected to her guards because, you know, they are her people, and she feels kind of slighted about, you know, them getting wiped out every time they change islands. And allegedly she's also in a relationship with one of them specifically that should have been on guard at the time. There's analysis of the wounds that suggest it was a jagged blade, but Henry was found with a brand new blade he stole from Akiko. And there was also sigils in blood at the scene, which I'm assuming is meant to frame Henry, but the fact of the matter is, but that doesn't match his MO, which is cutting the runes into someone. So initially, before I got to yesterday, I was like, okay, Akiko is involved in this to some degree. I think there's some, like, framing of Henry going around because he's an easy fall guy for this kind of thing. But then the establishment of the timeline, or particularly that, like, Henry couldn't have done all that stuff in the time claimed, and I'm starting to think, like, okay, assuming the timeline is actually correct, that means Akiko could not have killed the council, but framing Henry... Also, there's, like, the thermite that was used to break the like, barrier bars or whatever, which wouldn't match what Henry was doing. I think Akiko was potentially covering for someone going into the building by framing Henry for what happened. I'm pretty sure you can argue this was... there was some premeditation regarding this, given the thermite and the fact that Henry does turn up in front of the council building, specifically. But that's where I get kind of a bit fuzzy, is like, okay, well, I don't know how reliable Akiko's reports are, but also given that this is kind of static, like, I don't know if this is absolutely correct, or this is like just a initial kind of, like, look at things.
I think these are the facts that you know for sure.
Okay, sure. Then yes, then in that case, given that,
at 0003, Akiko informs witness that Henry has been found and the first Steel Guards are murdered. So this is when she told witness of this. It doesn't necessarily mean that it happened then. It's just when she gave the report on it.
Yes, like, I think a way to look at this is probably the judge is like, this is what happened. And obviously, you know, whether Akiko reported that, Akiko reported that the guards were murdered when she initially found them and didn't, like, fudge the time a bit by waiting to report or something. You know, there's stuff like that could be the case. But I think a key thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around, though, is the blood that was found in Henry.
Yeah.
Because LD seems confident that Starlight's analysis of the situation is correct in that Henry could not have gotten into the council building, done all that stuff, and come back out. By extension, I feel like that means that Akiko could not have done that either. So it feels like Akiko would have been working with someone who did go into the council building.
A vast and insidious conspiracy, huh?
Yeah, because the blood, and this is, I think this speaks a lot more to premeditation too, because the person who went into the council building and either brought back blood to force feed Henry to make it look like he had done the thing he did, or Akiko would then report, or if, like, the person who entered the council building must have known they needed the blood to bring that back out to Akiko, who would have Henry prepared there. So like, this isn't just like a thing of passion thing where, like, Akiko arrives at the front, Henry is there, she sees maybe whoever it was actually coming out of the council building, and then just, like, strikes down. There's also a question about whether the guards were, like, switched prior to the thing, but, like, it's a little, like, it's not really that material to the thing, ultimately.
I would say the only advice I have for you right now is thoroughly investigate some key areas related to this crime.
Yeah. Well, I mean that. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, some of the questions that you have can be answered. You just haven't found the answers yet.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Because like another thing we found was like a grate. Excuse me, a grate that had forcefully been opened, behind where the guards were stationed. So again, it feels like the killing of the guards specifically is like entirely to frame Henry, and wasn't necessary for that person to get into the council building. I don't know if there's more to see specifically at that part of the crime scene, but we also haven't even been able to get into the penthouse or whatever it is because the seals are in the way, and yeah, there's no one really seems to know how to do that, or is withholding that they do know that. Like, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if there was, like, multiple people involved, just because, like, you would have... The idea that one person knows how to get through the entire thing that wasn't someone on the council is straining credulity to some degree. But, I mean, that's me taking shots in the dark more than anything else at that point, so... Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at the moment. Guilty of something, but, like... who the hell are you working for? Questions. Yeah, so, last stream I ended off, talking to Akiko for a fair while, because we had a lot to discuss, one-sidedly. So now, we're actually going to talk to the man himself, who appears to have also lost his memory of what happened, which is exceptionally convenient for the people who I think are setting him up. Yeah.
Always picking on the little guy. I love Henry. He's like one of my favorite characters in the game.
You did not sound British either. I wasn't expecting like the main or like the kind of, well, actually I get it might only be Love Dies and Lydia that are like
yeah, it's a very multinational cast. Like Witness specifically has like a Turkish accent, and Yuri Knight has like I think a Nigerian accent. Like they're from all over the place. They're just assholes from different countries who decided to, you know, forsake humanity to serve eldritch gods.
Oh, that's another fascinating thing about this setting, because like a lot of the people in this game have just been like pulled from like random times in Earth's history, essentially. Yeah, and I guess like, well, no, I did talk to Sam, who had... I don't really know what accent I'd chalk him up as, but...
I think Sam's is Iranian.
Oh, yeah, that tracks.
Or maybe I have it backwards. Maybe Witness is Iranian and Sam's Turkish.
Potentially. Yeah, come to think of it, I don't think I've talked to that many characters, to be honest. A little bit of context, like, I was wandering around a little bit, and I ran into One Last Kiss, who, you know, wandered off into the, like, top of the island, and I was like, oh, you know what, I should do, like, a quick, like, kind of, like, run around the island before I start talking to people, which turned into a fairly big endeavor, where I came across a crime scene at KHX's hut and went, oh, some shit happened here.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I think the reason, like, I kind of, like, attached to that, like, the British accent thing is, like, I think Crimson, Lydia, and LD all have, like, that kind of... Well, I get... Actually, Crimson might be a little bit more American. No, regardless, yeah. I think that speaks to how little I've gotten accomplished in the game so far, that, like, that was my takeaway, but... Alright, Henry. What's up? Who the fuck are you?
Henry Division.
The prime suspect. Citizen born to Rena Division 27 years ago, father unknown, arrested multiple times by the marshals for assault, robbery, arson, and torture. Imprisoned in the desolation cell after killing his mother during his possession 10 years ago. Oh! Then there's the... Oh god, then there's the whole thing with, One Last Kiss's death, where, like, Carmelina apparently messaged Akiko to leave Henry and Grace alone? And, like Crimson Acid just happened to have, like, an unencrypted message, basically, like, corroborating that. And, like, Akiko's just like, no, I didn't do that, I was just incompetent. It's like, wait, okay, hold on a minute, no. My read on your character so far is that, like, you are, a good soldier to a fault. Why would you admit to just, like, just, like, having a lapse in judgment like that? That seems so strange. But yeah, I feel like there was some setup too. I was questioning for a little bit whether, like, Henry even actually killed Grace, but it's, just based on the fact that, like, the whole, like, scarred and, strangulation thing, like, seemed to match with killing his mother, like, yeah, I initially got myself in a really strange position where I was like, okay, hold on a minute. If I'm questioning whether Henry killed Grace, is the failure to replicate the MO of Henry a false flag because technically he didn't even do that? But then it, like, matched up with how he killed his mother, so... Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, the hardest part about helping someone through this game is that, like, you never know exactly how much information they have, so I'm appreciating that you're talking about who you've seen and where you've gone, because it's helping me kind of form a map in my brain of what you do and don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can do a, like, outside of this conversation, I might do, like, a quick one-server of, like, okay, I've met these people, I haven't met this person, just to kind of further contextualize things a bit.
Do you have either of the mobility power-ups yet?
No.
Okay, I might guide you to those then, just because it's going to make your overall experience much, much faster, just like getting from point A to point B.
Okay, that would be amazing. Yes. Yes, we should do that then. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Intellectual and creative, but finds it difficult to apply himself. He struggled through his schoolwork until he became aware of demonology and suddenly developed an interest in occult mathematics. Oh my god, I'm going to go on another very quick tangent here. There's also some suggestion that Yuri was looking into demonology specifically, and I can't remember off the top of my head if that was before Henry was possessed. There was something there where I was like, oh, I wonder if Yuri had a hand in, like... Well, no, someone else speculated... I can't remember who it was. No, it might... Oh, okay, if it's speculation, it was probably Crimson Acid. She was speculating that Yuri might be... No, wait, was it Crimson? Oh god, I wish I could remember that conversation. Someone was saying that it's possible Yuri's trying to communicate with a god, and the person I was speaking to was like, yeah, that's fucked up. The gravity of that is massive. If someone's looking into that and is genuinely communing with some other god, that's a pretty big deal. Obviously, like, LD has some history with that, being deceived herself. Well, deceived. I don't know if deceived is just, oh yeah, I agree with this god, and then, like, that's just a kind of, like, framing of, like, no, you can't possibly think that's a good idea because our goal is such and such.
Yeah, it's kind of a recurring theme in this universe that humans, and especially, like, Syndicate members, think they're smarter than they are and that they can control the gods, but every single time anyone's ever made a deal or a pact with a god, it ends up fucking them over and destroying that iteration of Paradise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like in that case, like calling it a deception is definitely like apt, but like I do wonder if there's some like undertone of like framing ever agreeing to something a god like that would want is what's the term, like, oh, I forget the debate phrase from it, but basically it's just like a base assumption. You cannot agree with a god, you must have been deceived. But then again, considering like the shit that has happened as a result of that, like, arguable that that's probably correct, to be honest.
Who the fuck are you?
Hi to you too. You've been standing there talking. You've been standing there talking about tangents for 5 minutes. Please. I'm gonna be polite.
The investigator is here.
An investigator. I wanted to ask you some questions about last night.
Wanna have a nice little chat?
Oh, I like him.
He's great.
Okay, let's have a chat. A talk. A nice sit down.
Got it.
Let's start with your history. You're a citizen born on this island 27 years ago.
That's weird.
No one knows who your father is.
What fucking ever?
That's weird, isn't it, investigator? You syndicate fucks control this whole island, but you don't know who fucked my mum. No DNA check. No nothing. You've been in and out of the Marshall Detention Center more times than anyone else.
Crime cannot hide.
Fighting, robbery, arson, torture, and then finally you got locked up when you were possessed by a demon and killed your mother.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You broke the law and started communicating with the gods.
When love died, all that remains are the facts.
I will say, like, I do appreciate there's a setting to kind of, like, turn the voice lines down sometimes. Like, and I appreciate that there is voice acting at all in this, especially when it is, like, really, really appropriate to accentuate particular lines, like being introduced to Henry and him repeatedly saying, "Who the fuck are you?" But, like, every now and then one of those voice lines comes up in a really strange circumstance where the tone does not match what's going on. And I'm kind of like, damn. Like, it's absolutely...
Especially the Nani the fuck one.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, I feel like those are actually deployed pretty well, where, like, it's a pretty easy thing to match up as just, like, LD is surprised, so Nani the fuck kind of fits. But, like, there's more, like, a couple of scenarios where I was talking, I think, to Lydia, where, the tone of the voice line was a bit more like, what's the term I want to use here? Like, not like accusatory, but bordering on that towards LD, but the actual line was just more like trying to caution her, and it was, yeah, like, I appreciate that they did go to the effort of, like, doing all of that, but there's, like, one or two scenarios where it comes off a little strange. I will absolutely not hate on Nani the fuck, though. That's great. An act forbidden because the psychic pathways opened, allowed demons, other alien races, to enter our reality and corrupt the island. Yeah, also, just aliens basically just being synecdoche for demons is, well, sorry. Beings from beyond oh god, we're not even on the same planet if we're like, this is like a pocket universe, because like that's what the islands are. But like the idea that basically like, oh, it's either gods or demons, but they're all just like beings beyond the sky, more or less, amongst the stars, it's interesting framing to that. Considering, like, there is, like, more of an umbrella term for that in our world, which would probably just be, like, you know, eldritch horror kind of thing.
Yeah.
Grew up without a dad on a synthetic island in a different reality, forced to worship gods and want to rule the world. I needed to do something. And some fuck started giving me books on Yuri! I'm so glad that came up in my mind earlier. Fucking goddamn it! I knew it. I knew something was up with that. Like, yeah, I think we were looking into that as to figure out, I wonder if, like, how did Henry get to know about demonology? And we somehow came across stuff about Yuri accessing it, and I was like, oh. Wait, is that connected? And, oh god, okay, wait, I should probably press E. Some fuck started giving me books on demonology. Said I was a gifted astral communicator or some shit.
Got it.
I knew it. You don't know who it was.
What a fucking surprise.
Are you fucking deaf? Sounds like I need to look into this.
The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing.
Sorry, hang on a second. Sounds like I need to look into
I
this.
don't like this.
I'm gonna need a drink after this. I'm going
The
to...
facts and the
Stop
truth
it.
are not the same.
Oh my god, he's such a shit. Hang on, I'm gonna scroll back up for a second. And some fuck. So he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. That's an interesting detail that he just straight up doesn't know who it was. How is that even possible? I guess, like, anonymous messages and stuff wouldn't be out of the question, you know?
Yeah. Just mail someone books with, like, notes in them or something.
Yeah. No, it's like Baby's First Demonology, and you open that and go, oh yeah, this looks good. Yeah. It's crazy that, like... It's crazy that Henry kind of, like, went for that. I'm curious if he, like, kind of saw someone being like, oh, you're gifted in so-and-so. He went, oh, finally. Someone recognizes me for something, and...
Yeah, I guess if you're literally bred to be a slave for, you know, the exalted upper class, and as a result you feel like your life is meaningless and you get into all kinds of, like, criminal shit just so you can feel something, someone telling you, hey, you're really good at this, please keep doing it, would probably feel amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, definitely because it's, like, kind of, like, forbidden knowledge kind of thing, also is like, oh, yes, I could use this to get one over on those fucks.
Yeah, there's an element of, like,
quote
transgression to it as well.
Absolutely, yeah. You couldn't handle communicating with cosmic beings and a demon possessed you. Cosmic radiation poured out of you, and now we have the dead zone. Oh, God. Wait, is that why that place is sealed up?
It sure is, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really clear, like, the literal reason, other than, like, I guess the implication that, like, a demon had been there. But the idea that it would be, like, I don't know, like almost eldritch exposure, like, lingering in the air around there is... Oof. Okay, that makes a bit more sense now.
Have you been to the Dead Zone yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, that should be definitely something you want to check out.
Okay, yep.
But you might need the last Starlight upgrade for it. How many Starlight upgrades have you gotten?
2. I have, Cosmos and Pyramid.
Okay. I think Pyramid's the one you need to get in there, so you should be alright.
Okay.
Did you get the one that's just from buying a bunch of drinks?
No.
Okay, there is one that you get as, like, a quote-unquote loyalty reward for, I think, buying, like, 15 different drinks.
Oh, okay. I've walked past so many of those and gone like, I'll hold on to my blood crystals for now.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, multiple things to kind of get to then. A demon possessed you, and you killed your mother and Grace Bloodlines, our chief exorcist.
Whatever you fucking say.
Yeah, no, that's one step away from Akiko just going like, okay, if that's what you think it means. It's like, what the fuck?
Don't test me.
No memory of that either.
The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing.
Fragments. You ever try to catch a fish with your bare hands? The trick is to put your hand in the water and let the fish get used to it. Eventually the fish will swim to your hand and you can grab it. Grab too early and it gets away. Take your hand out because the water is too cold, you start all over again. That's what it's like for me in my memories. Might have happened. Probably happened. It definitely happened. It never happened. All of those are the same to me.
Not a fucking thing.
We're going to are we going to fucking get down to some actual questioning or what?
Sure.
Before that, tell me about the demon inside you.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I've had 10 years of this fucking thing writhing around inside me. Glass shards in my bones, blood boiling, flesh on fire. It's been a real fucking party. Like, yeah, what if you were literally, like, burning with rage? Like, not even the... Yeah, someone described it as that, and I, like, oh yeah, you know, obviously we use that in a very, in a sense. But to have some, like, cosmic thing in you that is just angry.
Yeah. Ugh. Creepy to think about.
Yeah. How does a demon make you act? Body used to be real pretty. Now look at me. Grey husk covered in this demonic shit.
You gave me this gross mushroom haircut.
Yeah. He thought it was a fucking joke. I have to live like this.
Demons fuck my shit up.
Please don't fuck my shit up. Say no more, fam. Oh, like, is he a grey husk. Like, he's literally being burnt out from... Huh, okay. These sigils constantly cook my flesh. 10 years of the stench of my own flesh being seared. I'd say it's had a pretty negative impact on my outlook and behavior.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You got any fucking questions or what? Okay. Henry said someone gave him a book on demonology. Yuri had access to the library's vault. Has Yuri given Henry restricted books? Big, Henry was possessed by a demon 10 years ago. During the incident, he allegedly killed his mother and Grace bloodlines. He has a history of murder and is still under the thrall of a demon. Wait, would it... I don't remember... Maybe it wasn't, like, literal, but I felt like someone implied that, like, the demon had, like, left Henry by the time he'd, like, collapsed. Maybe that's not as literal as I should have thought about it. Ooh, yeah, you got a fair bit. I imagine all of your corroborations with the alibis is going to be several flavors of what the fuck did you think I saw? I've been locked up this entire time.
Yeah.
Alright. What's your motive for killing the council? Is that a joke, investigator?
I'm shocked. Stunned.
You syndicate fucks drag us citizens from the real world onto your shithole island and treat us like cattle.
I spent my entire life adrift.
We worship your gods while you leech our psychic energy.
I'm shocked. Stunned.
I hate you. I hate the syndicate. I hate your council. That's my motive. I don't know about anyone else. Especially all you syndicate fucks.
It's a weird case where his
Sure.
candor makes him more trustworthy to me.
Yeah, because it's 100% believable that, like, yeah, of course he'd hate fucking everyone in this situation. Dude was literally probably pulled from his... Well, no, he was born here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone in his along his lineage was yanked from a normal existence to be bred for you know, chattel slavery.
Yeah, and then you have the goal to ask him, like, what's your motive? It's like... What?
Yeah.
Do you really
that
need me
makes
to
him
answer
so much
that?
more trustworthy than the motherfuckers who were like, oh, I would never do anything wrong in my life ever.
Yeah, the fucking people who are like, but, like, you know, especially the architect came off as that, like, oh, but my masterpiece, Paradise 25, is like, I never do something like that. I'm definitely don't have interest in potentially destabilizing the leadership here and potentially becoming that myself. Whereas Henry's just like, yeah, I'd fucking kill him. Of course I would. What? Yeah,
I was like, I'd
that
kill you
probably
too in a
happened.
second if you let me.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I don't remember it happening, but that sounds like something I would have tried to do. Like,
Yeah.
What about the demon inside you? I can feel it on the edge of my consciousness all the time. Shadows on the periphery of my vision.
Don't test me.
Did it make you kill? This demon is pure rage. White-hot, scalding rage has burned my mind for a decade. The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing. Do anything to placate him. Oh, sorry. Motive on the right. Demon possessing Henry seized with rage. Henry said he'd do anything to placate it. Henry is honest. He hates the Syndicate. Citizens are brought to the island and forced to worship the gods. Henry despises the Syndicate for this. Yeah. Yep. Oh. Did you kill the council and the martial
I
guards?
spent my entire life adrift.
I don't remember. I've been told I killed them. Maybe I did. My memory is fleeting, like mirages in the desert that disappeared when I get close. Yeah, actually, I really like that that analogy of catching the fish to trying to remember something that's like just out of reach.
It's really evocative, yeah.
Because yeah, well, shit. I was talking to some people last night where like someone brought up something. I was like, oh, that's like and then like sat there like trying to force it to remember, but it felt like it just got more distant as it went, which is very much analogous to like, you know, trying to catch the fish too early and it just gets further away and needs to reacclimatize and like, yeah. God, I should use that analogy more. Do you remember anything about the night? New night. The
What the hell?
god? New night. The warrior goddess. My mind is like a desert covered in fog. I can see things coming out of the fog, and sometimes I can walk towards them and latch on. My memory about last night is different. There's nothing there. No fog, no desert. Just an expanse. Except I can see New Night.
The investigator is here.
Did someone say New Night to you last night? No. I don't know. Maybe? I think I saw the goddess. You saw a goddess? Was this before or after you were found by the marshals?
What fucking ever?
I don't fucking know, investigator. Why don't you go and find out instead of making me do your job? Silent has lots of statues of the gods. I need to find the statue of New Night. She's the goddess of warriors. Barracks may be a good place to start. Huh.
Interesting.
New Night was brought up at some point. I can't remember who brought them up, though. Henry doesn't remember much about last night, but does remember seeing New Night. The official version of events doesn't give him an opportunity to see New Night. Henry has no memory and no alibi. He allegedly escaped and broke into the council building, committing the mass murder of council and their guards. Yeah, that seems way too straightforward. Yeah, so so he literally doesn't remember anything, which is interesting. But the fact that that is like a clear sliver of experience during that time, it kind of reminds me of, oh wow, here I go pulling out an Ace Attorney example. When, the Miney case, where Maya noted that, like, during the ritual, she had a dream where she was, like, buried. And it turned out that there was, like, that was very specific and, like, had a specific reason for it. That, you kind of untangle, with Mia's help, like, clarifying stuff about dreams during that time.
About how, like, you don't dream if you're channeling?
Yeah, well, I think wasn't it more that, like, mediums can't dream?
It was like specifically if you're channeling someone, it's just like you lose that time. Like there's nothing in between.
Oh, yes,
when
that's
when the
right.
ghost comes in and when it leaves. So if Maya had a dream, it means that she couldn't have been channeling.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if this is something similar where like, and yeah, the thing is too that with like the demonic possession and that his perception could easily be exceptionally warped too. Like he sees some visage of New Knight, and because the figure of New Knight is the only thing that he does actually remember, he thinks he saw the goddess herself, whereas instead it might point to some place he was in the between his escape and being found with the guards. Tell me about how you ended up like this. Sure, this'll go over well.
Whatever you fucking say.
What's the tell? Bored kid finds his calling, gets punished for it. Is that what you call it?
Ooh, the investigator is here.
That calling being illegally communicating with the gods and causing a demonic invasion?
I'm shocked. Stunned.
We all need a hobby. Now I'm here. Someone complimented him on a thing he couldn't do yet, told him about this book, and was like, ah yes, I'm gonna make this my entire personality now. Did you kill the marshal? Oh, that's not the line. Did you kill the marshals outside the council building? Yes. No.
The demon wants to see this island.
If you say
scorched
so.
into nothing.
It feels like we're going to be going around in circles a little bit. I do appreciate that, like, you can still ask these things, and I guess you can kind of, like, skip over it. Or, no, because talking to them about it sometimes gets you clues that, like, specifies that this person is also saying the same thing or something like that. But
yeah, I just appreciate the game's willingness to introduce friction. Like, no one's cooperative. No one's actually trying to help you solve the mystery. Everyone's giving you what they think you want to hear.
Well, yeah. Well, it's interesting because the people who appear the least, who appear to give you less friction, are probably avoiding giving you the truth. Whereas there's a lot of other characters who are like, like Akiko and Henry are like good juxtapositions with that, because like both of them just stonewall you. Akiko is like, I've given you my report, that's all I have to say. And LD just keeps going, and she's like, report. I don't care what your little tablet says about chemical analysis or whatever.
Yeah.
That is my report. And then Henry on the other side is just like, okay, for the 50th time, I don't remember. I was possessed by a demon. I would kill the council. And, like, getting different flavors of this character either, like, having to do the dance or being frustrated that you're asking dumb questions. Yeah, it's very good. It also gives you much more textured relationships with each of them as well. God, very good. No memory. You beginning to get the hint? Second Holy Seal. Oh, this will be an interesting one to ask, actually. Oh, no, wait. Was this the first? Someone used an analogy of, like, trying to tip a ball out of, like, a can or something like that. And I can't remember whether that was in relation to the first or second Holy Seal. No, that must have been the first, because the obelisks are tied to the second, and I imagine there's probably a thing there. Yeah, that's another thing I thought was, like, interesting to introduce into this, where, like, demons and that have this intrinsic understanding of how space operates, much in the same way that we kind of intuitively know how gravity works. So, like, if something is stuck in a can and the can has a hole, we know to tip it upside down and kind of shake it to get it out of there. And one of the seals is presented in that it's kind of like that, but it's to do with, like, I mean, they just say space. I don't really know what to kind of connect that to, but, like, this unintuitive thing to us that is intuitive to the demons. So it means that someone like Henry, possessed by a demon, could have broken through the first seal. Which I think is the reason we're even able to get to the second seal in the first place, now that I think about it. Actually, did we have that conversation with Shinji? That might have been the one time he actually gave us some, like, pointers so far. That wasn't just, like, complete non sequiturs. Henry, did you go through the second seal? The what?
Sure.
Did you go to a plateau on a barely known planet in space to get to the council last night?
Not a fucking thing!
Can you even hear yourself? What the fuck does any of that mean? No memory? You're beginning to get it.
That's the one criticism I have about this game, is that it definitely could have used another editing pass. There were a shit ton of typos and missing commas. The missing commas bug me more for some reason, because typos are like a normal human thing. But commas can change the flow of a sentence so much, and some of the sentences read as run-on because they don't have a comma in them.
Yeah. Like there's that fun exercise of like having a sentence and then emphasizing every single word in turn in saying it.
I never said I took her money. I never said I took her money. I never said I took her money, etc.
And like, that because commas often like kind of influence how you break up those sentences, it has a similar effect where like that missing actually just changes the entire kind of, or can change a fair bit about the way you would even process that sentence. Hi, Charles.
Yeah, it's the classic, a panda walks into a bar, he eats, shoots, and leaves thing.
Yeah. Good. What can you tell me about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? I killed her, didn't I? You were found guilty of it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Then why the fuck are we talking? You know I did it. Did you strangle her? That's what everyone says. No memory?
What fucking ever?
Not a fucking thing.
I must be the bad guy, right?
If I'm the suspect in so many crimes, I must be the bad guy, right? That's what I'm here to find out. Henry has no memory of killing Grace Bloodlines, but believes he did it. Yeah, this was another thing that I was like, did Henry even kill, Grace? But, so I kind of touched on this a bit earlier, but there's an interesting thing here if Grace's death specifically is suspicious. Because based on Henry killing his mother and then killing Grace, there is an MO. And then I think someone clearly tried to replicate that MO without understanding it as well.
Yeah.
But because I suspect... Well, Akiko was involved in both of those situations. Which is... Like, if Akiko was actually involved in the framing in both of those cases, it's weird that she would get that wrong in the latter case. Because if, for example, Akiko set it up to look like Henry killed Grace and correctly carved the sigils into Grace, but then she was involved in the killing of the guards and then didn't do that to the guards. Like that doesn't make sense. Which suggests that either A, it wasn't Akiko... If Grace's killing is suspicious, it wasn't Akiko that did it. Or B, that it wasn't Akiko that tried to pin the guards being killed on Henry. Which I think is the less likely one, but would be wild if it was actually the case, considering the evidence suggesting that Akiko actually killed the guards. Yeah. I definitely feel like I'm going down the route of not getting this, not knowing what's going on in the first 10 minutes, Mina.
Don't worry. Most people have that experience. There's only one person I know who just happened to stumble upon like a really important piece of information really early and kind of reverse engineer the entire mystery from there.
Oh, God. I like kind of going into it and, like, being actually misled. Like, I find that fascinating because, like, I try and, like, the game is deliberately throwing the things up to me that, like, it is going to use later to, like, either twist or build upon. And me considering whether or not some of these are accurate based on other testimony and trying to create my own theories is fun. But then getting something that is very clearly an important piece of information and then sitting there and going, okay, wait, hold on. Just based on rough timeline and build everything else out, and you start talking to more characters and it's like, oh my god, that's it, isn't it? It's always a... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I definitely think that like the key to getting through this game without losing your mind is to keeping your focus narrow. Like trying to make sure that you're not casting too wide a net and that you're focusing on like specific mysteries and like specific pieces of information you want to uncover. Because yeah, it's very easy just to get fixated on one idea and then wander around for hours without finding anything out.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, I suppose the reason I bring that up is just, it's fascinating that you can have, like, exceptionally different experiences with the same mystery game, depending on just, like, did you take a left turn or a right turn when you spawned onto the map? Like, it just radically
it kind of reminds me of It kind of reminds me of AI1, where, like, which route you get is going to determine who you suspect for the rest of the game.
Yep, because there's a particular route that if you go down early, you're just, for the rest of the game, you are staring at that character whenever they appear on screen going...
Yep.
What's up? You good? Yeah. I think I like the way I've been going through it so far, which is just, like, I did a quick lap of the island and collected some stuff, and then I've been talking, like, my goal has been, okay, I'm gonna talk to a new person to get more and more of it, rather than going down the rabbit hole of, like, okay, I'm gonna hyper-focus on, like, the Grace killing, because that seems to be something that hinges upon whether you can frame Henry for all of this, etc., etc. Also, sorry, you made this comment a while ago, but, like, I honestly thought this was, like, a hat at first, but no, you're right, it is his hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's a very unfortunate haircut.
Yeah, it is. Memories. So you don't remember escaping. Can you remember anything before you escaped? Agitation screams inside me. They woke me up for the first time in years.
That's strange.
Screams? There's a burst of them. My whole body felt like it was on fire. Oh, excuse me. Wanted to burst out of this world.
The investigator is here.
Any idea what caused this?
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's your fucking job to find out. Okay, that's interesting, because, there was a lot of talk about the sedatives that, or what do they call them? Oh no, yeah, sedation. Basically they put in place some things to, like, pacify the demon in Henry, and when it was pointed out that, like, hey, how could Henry have just, like, how could the demon in Henry have just randomly gotten out of this situation when he was, like, properly, quote-unquote, sedated by, Doom Jazz. And I don't mean, like, there's foul play there, but, like, as far as everyone knew, like, he was correctly sedated, like, shouldn't have happened. And, like, Akiko's, reasoning at the time was just, like, maybe the demon was playing tricks on us. But now it sounds like the demon was, like, something happened and the demon was, like, exceptionally, I don't know, energetic, active, trying to say just not agitated, because I'm trying to, like, think of a way that, or think of a phrasing that, like, directly kind of says, hey, maybe sedation wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Partially woke him up from his sedation. Huh. He also said screams, but I'm not sure, like, you know, if that suggests that, like, maybe the demon was, like, experiencing and or hearing, like, multiple things, or if there were multiple demons in him at the time. Like, it could just be that the demon himself and perception of that is just multiple screams and stuff like that. I started reading into that and then realized, like, that's probably nothing. That's probably just flavor of nothing else. Henry is actually surprisingly eloquent. You know, like, swearing at us in one breath, and then talking about a very apt comparison between fishing with your hands and trying to remember things. Interesting character in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you escaped.
What a fucking surprise.
Fucking tell me, investigator.
I spent my entire life adrift.
I don't know if he actually confirmed that. I think he told me to get fucked. I can't remember. Okay. But this is saying, yeah, his memory is very patchy, but it confirms that it is possible he could have done it. Henry says that he was agitated before the escape. He could feel the demon inside him writhing. It partially woke him from his sedation. What caused this? Unknown suspect? I guess that could be talking about the demon. Or whoever, like, agitated the demon? Ah, yes, KHX. What do you know about KHX's disappearance? Who the fuck is that? Awesome. No. Yeah,
legitimately has just never heard of this guy.
Did you see the Grand Marshal last night?
Oh, fucking ever.
Of course I saw her. She was supposed to execute me, right? I don't remember a fucking thing, but that's what was supposed to happen, right? Yeah, I don't think any of these are really going to give me anything. Yep. Who? What about Crimson?
Not a fucking thing.
Who the fuck is that? Lydia and Sam?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Henry. Let's hang out.
The investigator is here.
I need to know more about you. Tell me about your childhood. Oh, you know, the usual. Enslaved, forced to worship nightmare gods, that kind of thing.
Not a fucking thing.
How do you people sleep at night? You abduct us from the real world and use us as cattle. Yeah, woof. Woof. No. This whole thing is messed up.
What?
What?
Oh,
24 islands and we're no closer to our goal. All we've done is churn through citizens and lose each other to murder and demonic invasions. So, why are you here? The cycle will continue one way or another. I'm trying to make it the best I can.
Whatever you fucking say.
Yay? We did it?
Alright, so do you want
Cool.
the locations of the foot baths?
Oh, I know what those... I did run into a couple of them, but yes, sure. Is that got
Yeah.
something to do with the movement?
Yes, those are your power-ups.
Really? Because I feel like... Huh. Okay. Sure. I know there's, like, a... I probably walked past a couple in the apartments?
Yeah, so there's one, that you can get, in the mountain gorge. You can get to it by jumping off the roof of the Marshal Barracks. And then, yeah, there's one in the Citizen Apartments. It's close to where Acid is.
Close to where Acid is. Okay.
It's like, if you teleport to Acid, it's like within a 40-meter radius of her.
Okay. Yes. I find it interesting it costs a blood crystal to actually move around.
Yeah, it's an interesting design choice because there are a finite number of blood crystals in the game, meaning you can get hard stuck if you're careless about how you teleport.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that, to be honest.
You would have to be extremely incompetent because like you need to spend like 400 crystals just on teleporting, but it is technically possible.
Yeah, like it's not likely, but it isn't. Actually, no. I think Crimson is near the apartments. I think. Oh, this will be close enough. I can navigate from there. Because I don't know if the footbaths in particular are like, or if there's only particular ones. Oh yeah, okay. This is where Crimson is.
Yeah, there's 3 in the game, and they're in like set locations.
Okay. Okay. So
I think that's it to the right there.
Hmm.
To the right, if you turn it right. Like turn your camera. Yeah, I think that's. It look like that's what they look like. They have like little wooden roofs like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I was not really knowing what to look at. Oh, do a little run around. Oh, that works too. I don't know if this is actually going there or not, but oh yeah, it is. Oh, and okay. Ooh. Thank you. Got a lot of the red ones of those. Can I just... I sure can. Hello? Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Here we go. Oh, okay, no, I have not seen these then. An oasis in this tropical heat. Ugh, okay. I need to find some
It's always
crystals.
worth it, yeah.
Water in Paradise is good.
That's strange.
I feel like I got a little pep in my step
That's
now.
strange.
Feels like if I was in the air, I could... Okay. Tap the sprint button while in the air to perform an air dash. Okay. I was not expecting to get an air dash in this game, but you know what? I'm not gonna say no. Oh my... Ooh. I was expecting that to... Huh. I was expecting it to have a little bit more momentum tied to it, but it feels like it hard stops in the air too. That's interesting. Yeah, that is definitely not something I would have guessed I would get in this murder mystery game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that. Is there anyone in particular I want to talk to?
Honestly, just get the foot baths while you can with,
You know what? Yeah, that's a good
some
idea.
blood crystals in between, and then you can start looking around, elsewhere.
Yeah, good idea.
So like I said, there's one in the mountain gorge. You can get it by jumping off the roof of the Marshal Barracks. And then there's one by the crime scene as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe I did see that one. I probably saw that it cost 5 crystals, looked at my own and went, oh, well. Don't know if I'm getting that just yet.
Maybe you can jump and dash up to it, because the dash goes in the direction that you're facing.
Well, the problem I was having was more like actually getting on top of the... Oh, maybe the speed forward might let me... God.
Yeah, if you angle it up, I think it will.
Oh, does that... Oh, no, wait a minute. I thought that was horizontal only.
No, it's whatever direction you're facing.
Okay, hold up. I think this game is good.
It opens up a lot now.
It sure does. Jeez. I honestly thought I'd been kind of bullshitting some stuff when I like climbed like fences and got up to some strange place to get a collectible, but no, eventually you can just air dash toward that stuff. So I should have 5 now. You said there was one at the crime scene. Where was the other one?
There's one at the crime scene. There's one at you can get it by jumping off the roof of the Marshall barracks.
Where is the barracks? I don't know.
It's at the mountain gorge.
Right there. Don't really have the crystals to kind of. Well, I guess I've got 1 extra. Oh god. I hope everyone's ready for me to just dash everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's the way they want you to get around. You sprint and then you dash, then you sprint and then you dash.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. God, that's... I mean, in some ways it does make sense, and having a space that's like almost as big as this without any movement options would have been like not necessarily like bad, but it would have felt very plodding, I think. Like approaching pathologic, and that's probably not a great thing when your game is not meant to like torment the player.
Key items obtained.
Right. I will also say I'm really not a fan of the map. It doesn't really help much at all, if I'm being honest. I just wish there was a bit more of a one-to-one with where you literally are on the island, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally get you.
It's not like a big deal, especially when there's so many like travel points like and all of them are like pretty dense. Like there isn't too many places that you can't get to by just saying yeah over here and get vaguely in that direction. But yeah,
and like it does honestly kind of feel like the foot baths and the mobility power-ups were added late in the game when they realized, oh, without the dev tools letting us teleport anywhere, this, you know, is maybe a little bit tedious. So let's throw some stuff in there to make things a bit more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I realized I just jumped off of that before I probably should have. I don't know if is this the barracks? Looks like it. Well, I could mistake it for that, but I don't know if they're actually... Oh, I wonder if I can just dash up there. Hold on. I'm glad we got this one first. I don't know, I don't know what other upgrades there are. Also, Oh, I can just walk on this, okay. Oh. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Oh no, that's not... I don't
You
think
can
this
probably
is-
get up there.
Blood crystal obtained.
I'm gonna need all the blood crystals I can get.
Blood crystal obtained.
Oh, hi Shinji.
Key item obtained.
Oh, hold on, I can hear something.
Blood crystal obtained. Relic obtained.
Knowledgeable listening device obtained. Used to intercept communications between citizens. So much inanity, some horniness, thousands of secrets. It's planted by Crimson, I know it. Rain here is a blessing, loved eyes. This island is too hot. Heat makes people crazy. Why can't you fix that? Syndicate runs this island. It's a miracle there isn't a slaughter every day. Reality folding device? It's a reality folding drive. It kicks out a nuke's worth of power every second. Jesus. Fix it.
Fix it.
Take it up with Masahiro Heavy Industries. I don't deal with customer services. Just make it happen. I'll catch you later. Oh, shit.
I love him.
Yeah,
It's-
it's great.
He is kind of the Vox Populi in a way. Like
yeah,
she gives she gives the company line of like, oh well, it's some very complicated science, you wouldn't understand it. He's like, I don't give a fuck, fix it.
yeah, exactly.
Crystal obtained.
Yeah, it's like I know I don't know how it works. That's not the point. Just fix it. Sorry, I hate to ask again. You said jumping off the barracks, or?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, hold on. I have found a thing.
Nightmare computer.
Ooh, that might be.
I think it's pyramids.
Oh no, it is
there we go.
pyramids. Yeah. Yeah. Is there like? Oh, okay. It didn't need me to do the ground there. That's fine. Probably the bigger pyramid.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
It's like a cute, like, kind of low stakes mini game to kind of like, get through to places. But I guess also like progression blockers too, because you need certain things to
Yeah, for sure.
unlock places. Where am I on the map right now? I am in the Marshall Barracks. Okay, so at least I know where that building is then. Hey, what's up?
This is a restricted area. Get out of here, freak.
Got it.
I'm the investigator appointed by the judge. Irrelevant. These are Marshall grounds. I'll escort you out. Oh. What?
Stay out,
Leave.
freak.
You cannot flash the word "get out" on my screen like that. God.
LD, this is a sneaking mission.
Bad time to take a bite. I need to find a way in there. Choose maybe hidden in the barracks. Okay. Well, I know how to get on top of the barracks then. Can I just? Oh wow, you're not very good at your job, are you? Sorry, mate. It's like, yeah, get out of here, freak, and then he sits down and watches Lady Love Dies dash over the fence and is like, oh, I've done my job. Yeah, sorry to ask for the hint again, but there was... You said there was one near the barracks.
Yeah, if you look down off of the roof, you can jump onto it.
Okay. How... It's a pretty big building, too.
Yeah. So just look around the perimeter.
Okay, so definitely not over there by the look of it. Go up here. Alright, what do we got over here? So that was the building I jumped onto just before. Don't think there's anything down there.
I guess look towards the gorge, because that is like the geographical location of the footpath.
Oh, okay. Where is the gorge? That is north. I might be on the wrong side of the building then. Because I think the gorge is like closer to the stairs leading up to the top of the hill there. Oh, yeah, that's that'd be right. I got distracted by the little progression thing there and went, ooh, forget what I'm looking for right now. Hi, Shinji. God. Oh! That's why there are blood crystals on those things. Because I could, yeah, literally dash out to it. Ooh? I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think that's that.
Yeah. Same,
And bamboo roof.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
5. Alright, what do we get this time? I feel like I can concentrate a little
That's
harder.
strange.
Feels like I could find anything, even if it's hidden.
Meditation unlocked.
I'm glad to
What?
be back.
Oh my... Whoa. What is... Are those, like, collectibles? Hang on. Oh,
Yeah, that's
including,
like-
including Shinji.
It's yeah.
Huh.
This one's probably a little less useful than the other two, but still good because like it means you have to do less pixel hunting. You can just concentrate and see anything in the area that's worth picking up or examining.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful. Especially when, for example, you could probably, like, platform your way up to the top of that building for a while, and, like, you could stay up there for a while going, come on, surely there's something there. Whereas you can also just hit the button and see, is it worth trying to bullshit my way up there? Yes, no. That was something, a similar feature they added to, oh, wait, what? Huh. I actually could have walked past here before, because I've been up to see Sam before. Surprised I didn't notice, but then again, I was probably going specifically for Sam.
Yeah.
Oh.
Blood crystal obtained.
Oh my god, so much of the world has just been unlocked by being like, sorry, this, like, 2-meter tall fence is in your way. Oh, okay. That means nothing to me now. Where was the, next one?
It's by the crime scene.
By the crime scene, right. Yes. I vaguely know where that is. So in Metroid Dread, they introduced a feature that was very similar to that, or that has the same effect as that meditate, thing, where, you now, or you can stand in a room and just, like, hit a button that'll show you this section is breakable. It won't say, like, what it's breakable by, but it'll just say that this section and how big it is. Which is a big improvement on the previous strategy, which was just try and powerbomb everything to figure out where shit is.
Right.
Blood crystal obtained.
Yeah, unfortunately, power bombs were also not very plentiful, so, like, the fallback of, like, I know there's an item in here, but I don't know where to look and what to do, used probably one of the most valuable resources in the game, and doesn't feel great, to be completely honest. Time is meaningless on the island, but citizens cling to these old signifiers from the old lives for comfort. What are these, I feel like they end up in my inventory, don't they? Do I see the clock in here? Yes, I do, yeah. Oh, and found them in that order. There's, like, a surprising amount of collectibles in this entire game. And a lot of them are more, like, flavor text and nothing else, but I do appreciate that, like, there is that. Oh, I feel like I had a point to jump off from that, but it's gone now. I know where I'm going now, at least. Oh, I have 9 blood crystals. I could spend 1 to get where I'm going. Screw it. Oh, well.
Fast travel unlocked. Humanoid skins obtained.
Yeah, outside the courthouse. That's pretty sure that's close.
Yeah.
Well, not quite, but it'll do. Yeah, I'm surprised. It's a little bit of a shame they. Well, I suppose one of them's like right next to the crime scene, like. But considering like how much of a quality of life improvement just having like movement stuff and similar is, I'm surprised they don't like more directly show you, hey, look out for these things.
I know, right? Like, that's part of why I think they were added late in the game, because there's like practically nothing that advertises it. Like, the only reason I found them in my playthrough was because I was in the mountain gorge and I interacted with a sign that said, you know, the barracks this way, footbath this way, and it was like, what the fuck is a footbath?
Yeah, and why are you pointing this out to me? That seems strange. Yeah. Third island sequence. Time for sorrow. Ezekiel devolves into mad paranoia, fearing for our future and the demons. He murders so many of us. The noble Montserrat steps forward to end his madness and lead us to the light. I should really read all of those in order once I get most of them. Where might I find footpath then? Now it's gonna be further in here. Actually, did I? Sorry, I'm just gonna double check these actually. Looks like combat knife, clean blade, cut blood, Sarlacc and blood.
Analyzing.
Wait, did I not actually look at this?
The investigator is here.
What? Shit, I don't remember if I actually looked at this. I know I looked at the bodies. Well, if this doesn't... So this seems important. If this doesn't give me any things to my investigation, I probably read this before. Yeah, okay. No, I did. Okay, I wasn't... God, if I had neglected to do that, I feel I would feel very bad.
It's definitely outside of this. I don't think it's in here. It's just like close-ish to the crime scene, or is it where I remember it being?
I get the reason I thought of going in here though is because I might be able to get a better vantage point from out here.
Oh, true. Very true.
This will give me outside part of the building. Not really in a great spot to dash more upward, but yeah, there's nothing out there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... No, I can't even walk past that. Okay, never mind. I don't think that's going to work then. Yeah, no. No, that's a shame. Okay, where else could we try and get a better view? Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, just head out here and then just like kind of glance around.
I see a cruise ship. Nothing over there. Is it out over here, maybe? Don't see anything at the moment. Oh. It's just a crystal. Hang on, let's move a bit further down here. Trying to do, like, small jumps with, like, shallow, travel, but I keep, like, letting go of the forward button, so I just hop in place. Oh. Walked right past it. Nice. Okay, what else have you got for me?
The investigator is here.
And I got an achievement for that. Do you feel lighter? Must be the mountain
That's
water.
strange.
Hey, I do feel a lot lighter on my feet. This is strange. Feels like I could double jump.
Double jump unlocked.
God.
Sure.
All right, you have unlocked movement.
Hell yeah.
So jump, jump, dash is my preferred way of getting around for the rest of the game.
Can you... Okay, you can jump out of the dash, but you don't get like a second dash after the jump.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get 2 jumps and 1 dash per time you leave the ground.
Okay, awesome. Fuck, oh my god, that's such... Yeah, wow, that's...
liberating.
Yeah, and I guess, like, to be fair, this is on the way to the crime scene, and I genuinely don't remember... Well, I don't think it gets pointed out, but at the same time, like, I probably should have noticed, like, the big, you know, interaction things for that, but... Yeah, huh. It was right here this whole time, and I walked right past it. Okay, I think, we'll take a quick break here. Yeah, like I said, both, because we kind of started late, and also my voice is probably, needs a rest after last night, we're not gonna have, like, too much longer a stream, maybe, like, hour and a half, from now.
Yeah, but I feel like already you've gotten some good stuff, though.
Oh yeah, no, the movement options alone are gonna make this, like, so much, better to kind of, like, go through. Like, yeah, because there was so many times I'm walking around and it's just like, oh, look at that, like, you know, this, like, just over jumping high wall in front of you is preventing you from getting over to this thing that you're clearly interested in, and now that has basically disappeared, yeah, wow, yeah. Oh god, yeah. It's a shame they in the update they didn't add anything to kind of direct people toward that a bit more, because yeah.
What a mysterious Jogo.
Very mysterious, yeah. All right. We will be right back in a few minutes.
Yeah, catch you all back in a bit.
I'm back. Okay. Okay, so real quick, I do want to apologize a little bit. After last night, I was a little worried about a friend of mine that I was hanging out with last night, and I was kind of waiting to hear from them to see if they were okay this morning. So, I have heard back from them, and they're good now, so, yeah.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah. It's like... Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, no, they are going to be okay, because they were just drinking, and they said some stuff that, like, just kind of, like, I raise an eyebrow to, and then check in the next day to make sure they're alright. But yeah, there was something about, like, I ended up having to leave because it was just getting way too late for me, and there was a question mark of, like, did they, you know, like, they were in good care, but I guess just me being a worrywart, just kind of like, okay, but are they okay, though?
I totally feel you, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a natural worrier as well, especially when it comes to people getting home safe.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, I used to go out, like, when I was younger, like, every weekend, and that was usually a regular worry of just, like, okay, like, I know, you know, we all saw each other go off on the same train and, you know, slowly peel off from that particular train line, and, you know, I know people are gonna get home safe, but there's always the one or two times where someone was bothered after we left, and... But they're good now, so I can stop worrying. Okay. So, we've got our schmovement.
Want to go check out the Dead Zone?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea.
If you have the Starlight upgrade to get in, I'm not sure if you do yet.
Well, you know what? We can go and check, because... Now that the game has kind of expanded on what that might actually... Well, the exact reasons it was, kind of locked off, I am very curious to see if we can get in right now. Otherwise, there's a few people I can still pick from to talk to until then.
Yeah.
Just the housings bit. I do kind of wish I had a compass. Just to tell me what directions I'm looking into.
Even just like one up in the sky, like on the top of the screen, this is like N or whatever.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like I can kind of orient myself based on like the map. So like that's the barracks. So that's probably north. So, oh,
yeah, that does look like a big ziggurat.
It does, doesn't it? Hello?
Use?
What am I using?
Use?
There we go.
Examine.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay. Really wanted you to use.
Yeah, use it.
Peer pressure.
Use it. Why aren't you using it?
Why aren't you using?
Oh. Okay.
Don't worry about it. You got it.
It's fine.
Hey, there's a fast travel point right in front of it, too.
Yeah, awesome. God, Crimson Acid is just everywhere. I mean, I know she's like the idol of, or like, the face of the council?
Yeah, the propaganda face.
Yeah, yeah.
You are not immune to
You are not immune to Goat Lady with...
You can say Big Titty, it's okay.
Yeah, Goat Lady with Big Titty. Well,
I think the entrance is back that way.
Sorry, I'm taking a look around.
Okay, gotcha.
The obelisks. Actually, hold on a second. Oh, the erroneous timelines. Gregory Complex gave his life so that they may be switched back. I also love a lot of the naming in this game. It's very, oh, I forget the names you used as examples when you were talking about Gundam, naming, where there's just, like, really ordinarily named characters, and then... Oh,
Yeah,
God,
like there's
I wish-
characters named stuff like Camille Bidan, which is a real name, and then there's characters named like Bring Stabity and Full Frontal.
Stabity. Oh God.
And we can't forget about Alleluia Haptism, not to be confused with Hallelujah Haptism. It's a different character.
Oh God. You just take 2 words, swap the first letter. That's a name. Oh, amazing. Yeah, the reason I'm coming up here is I remember there was a Nightmare computer here, but I don't remember if I had the thing for it before. I'm just gonna double check while I remember, because this is also related to the,
Sure is.
Yes, I do have the thing. Okay. Slight detour. Oh. Not those. Little pyramid. Then...
Big Moon.
Oh, God. See, I say, like, oh yeah, this is a nice little game to kind of break things up. Every now and then, there's one of the shapes that I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I can't find the final piece for this. None of these seem to look correct.
It's pretty insidious, yeah.
This Nightmare computer controls the obelisks on the beach. There's an activation command. Activating obelisk star map. Star map? Done. The answer to the second holy seal is revealed. Go to space. Out of context, that's great. Go to space. Use the answer, see the cosmos, fear the cosmos, lust after the cosmos, embrace the cosmos, scream at the cosmos, put a gun to your head and cry at the cosmos.
Got it.
Okay. I would have expected KHX to massage the text a bit before he released version 1.0. These obelisks hold the secret to getting through the second holy seal. Normally this requires a data key. KHX crafted the obelisks and the data encryption. Man of many talents. Inserting the data key handshakes with the computer and allows the user to activate the obelisks. Good job, Starlight. Good job, Starlight could break into it. Wow, that is very British. Good job.
Yeah.
Like, good thing someone could do this. Good job someone could do this.
Good job. Good job,
Yeah.
Starlight.
The logs showed this was accessed recently by someone else.
Nanny the hell?
Yuri! What was he doing here?
Sure.
He connected a key and activated the obelisks. Something else here as well. A remote key? An unknown device widely connected to the machine. And the key was input remotely 2 days ago. From where, though? It would need to be somewhere with line of sight to the device. Whoever remotely accessed it would need to be able to see the obelisks. Someone near here will have line of sight. Like the cliff. Yeah, took the fucking words out of my mouth. Lydia? I'm up on the cliff where the tire tracks were. Has Lydia been Love dies.
I would simply burst into flames if she called me that.
I'm pretty sure she's married, LD. God. Looks like she accessed this terminal 2 days ago. 2 days before the crime to end all crimes. Ugh. The obelisk should tell me something at least. See, now I'm just starting to think this... that was almost a spoiler for a thing. I should probably not say that. Yeah, the more this kind of unfolds, the more I'm thinking, oh, hold on. I think this is a lot more people were involved in this than maybe is apparent.
Vast and insidious conspiracy.
Someone used
That's one of my favorite phrases of all time. I'm sorry that I keep saying it.
Oh no, it's a great phrase. Happened 2 days ago, and is an anonymous login. The data key witness sent Lydia was coded for remote access. Oh, that's right. I don't know where we learned that from. I'm going to assume Crimson. It's usually the case. Logs on the Nightmare computer connected to the Obelisk shows that Yuri accessed them, meaning he knows the secret of the second Holy Seal. Interesting no time is associated with that. I love the alibi breakers having, like, the bullet,
It's so good.
Lydia remotely accessed the terminal 2 days ago. Right, so she would have information regarding how you get past the second seal. Hello? Hi? Oh, right, there's... Yep. Someone trying to rile Henry up. The report doesn't mention anything like this. Was it a drug or some kind of attack? Where has a view that would allow an attack that's also out of the way? I mean... simplest explanation first. Maybe Akiko just kind of coaxed the demon. It's, like, incredibly straightforward, but it would line up with, like, Akiko kind of, like... The premeditation, I assume, is associated with what Akiko ended up doing later. You know, how you could actually rile up a demon that's possessing someone is an entirely different question, but... Why does Henry remember New Night from the night of the murder? New Night is the goddess of warriors. Her statue should be in the barracks. So he was in the barracks at some point? That makes me think he was, like, dragged, or he was, like, taken there by Akiko, which again would line up with my whole thing of Akiko needing Henry to be at the thing to frame him.
Maybe you should pay another visit to the barracks.
Maybe I should. Right after I do the thing I was meant to be doing before I got distracted. Also...
Exactly.
Oh, right, this thing is taking pictures of me, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a goat's eye. Right, of course.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, it being, like, elongated like that is really really freaky, but then I thought about it for 2 seconds and went, oh, right, there's a lot of goat imagery going on. Oh, which brings me to something else I was going to mention before. Like, the idea that Crimson Acid was given that form specifically as to further her position... Well, not position, but, like...
Her station.
Her station, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was... And with all the goat kind of stuff going on, that does make sense, but... Yeah, like, transforming part of a person specifically for that purpose is, like... I can't remember if Crimson Acid spoke much to, like, how she feels about that, but, Oh, I guess she did kind of, like... The read I get on her is that she's a little bit jaded about the position in hindsight.
Yeah. This game is so interesting to think about, because even your favorite Syndicate member is a fucking monster. Like,
yeah.
They may be nice to LD, because LD is one of them, but you have to remember that these are people who fully support, you know, slavery and, you know, horrible mass murder, genocide, you know, the worship of homicidal gods. And, like, every time an island ends, every single, you know, slave left behind just gets evaporated.
Yeah, that was the thing that really stuck with me, is, like, sure, these people are being personable to you, but the reality is that, like, a lot of them, if not all of them, do not blink an eye to what happens when an island disappears, and that's
exactly
fucking horrifying.
It really is, yeah, because these people to them are subhuman. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, you're not the gods or people working to, that whole thing gets a bit weird, but, oh. Hey. Dead Zone holds many secrets. Look at the scavengers above it. They feed off things that, some do not want seen. hiding place. Good place to hide something. You bet it is, Love Dies. You bet it is. There's some shit in there, alright. See ya. Alright. Do we have it? It looks like we have it.
Nightmare computer.
Alright. Let's go. No. Oh, and then just...
Nightmare computer unlocked.
That should have unlocked the door. Oh. I thought that was gonna be like, that should have unlocked the door, but it didn't. That would have been like, excuse me?
That would have been quite confusing.
Oh, airlock? Oh, put my blood vial in it.
Demon decompression chamber.
Yeah. Gets its own unique music too. Oh, yo.
This area freaks me the fuck out. Like, I know this isn't that kind of game, but I was so tensed for a jump scare the whole time I was in here.
Yeah, this is off-putting in a very strange way. Like, oh, like, there's... Oh, God. Okay, sorry, this is gonna be a really random pull. In Path of Exile, there's, like, a couple of, like, there's a couple of storylines that kind of frames, like, your progression once you've completed, like, the campaign to, you know, just, hey, here's the end game, but here's a little bit of a narrative to kind of, like, structure things a little bit. And one of those entities is, one of the entities you end up trying to follow and kill is called the Shaper, who is a man turned Eldritch Horror trying to keep another Eldritch Horror in check. And one of the things that happens when you go into an area influenced by this entity is that there are just sections of the ground that have, like, corroded to reveal, like, the kind of galaxy thing going on the walls here.
Yes.
Like, this entity's presence alone is breaking down reality in a way that is, like, that you look like you're looking out into space looking through it. Because that's the only way you can perceive what is actually happening to the area around it. And, yeah, it's giving that kind of vibe to me, where, like...
You're so correct, yeah.
Yeah. This thing turned up in this area, and it, like... Oh, God, I don't know what kind of word I use for it, because it's like... Well, actually, yeah, no, it's turning everything into space, quote-unquote. Like, is it evaporating? Is it, like, deteriorating? Is it becoming more space? Like...
It's full of stars.
But, yeah, for real. Oh, God. It's a really good, especially, like, some of it is, like, a little bit less, interesting to look at, like, a little bit under kind of some of these eaves where it's just the light shining on it, but some of the particular work I like here is, like, the cracks that, like, highlight all of the stars going through it.
It's really slick visual design, yeah.
No, it's really good.
Oh, I love this game so much. That vending machine there, you can use it, by the way.
Cool.
Relic obtained.
The 17th island. Remember that? Remember them? Remember those? Enough to wish for death. Someone is finally feeling melancholic about this whole situation. Browse cold drinks. Ugh. Don't like that visual.
Relic obtained.
Blood fountain.
An energy drink that makes you feel like your blood wants to burst out of body. A good pick-me-up. Red Bull makes your arteries explode.
Red Bull makes you exsanguinate.
Hi?
Please enjoy your cold, refreshing beverage.
Dead Nebula monitors the drinking habits of all inhabitants of the Paradise Islands, be they syndicate or citizen. For security reasons, we need to analyze your voice pattern. Please say the following phrase.
Dead Nebula, more refreshing than a cosmic apocalypse.
McDonald's. Oh. I know it's kind of like a funny little thing that I cannot help but feel a sense of dread looking at something like this dystopic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally feel you.
Ugh.
Also, I'm really sorry that I have to cut and run. But my beloved darling wife is about to return home, and I must be off to greet her.
Okay, yeah, no worries at all.
But
yes, thank you for coming along,
This was
Mina.
super fun, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make some time next week to come back again, because
Cool.
God, I love experiencing this game, and I'm already so hooked into your takes on this game. So
Okay,
even if
I'm
I
glad.
wasn't going to show up again, I would want to just sit down and talk to you about this game for like hours.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I mean, I'm aiming to do same time next weekend, hopefully with
Beautiful.
less being scuffed. And actually, you know what? I think I might also end it here, because, like, my voice is actually a bit more rough than I thought, so...
For sure, yeah. You deserve more rest.
Yes.
You got some good schmovement tech today, so cherish that.
Yes, we had important progress in that area alone, and also entered one of the coolest areas in the game. But, yes, thank you so much for coming along, Mina.
Thank you for inviting me. I'll see y'all hopefully next week.
Hell yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up too. My voice is, like, a lot more shot than I thought. Also, for anyone that might still be around, does this still work? Mina. Yeah, go follow Mina. Mina is absolutely wonderful, and every time I get to speak to her about video games or anything, it's, exceptionally informative and engrossing. I wish circumstances would have, given us a bit more time, but hey, these things happen. But yeah, I don't want to kill my voice anymore. I'll get out of this little dialogue here, and then we'll probably wrap up there. Just repeat the phrase. Dead Nebula, more refreshing than a cosmic apocalypse. You've gone soft, Lady Love Dies. Excuse me?
I don't like this.
I'm supposed to be a valued customer. It's been a long time. The old Lady Love Dies would never have trotted out a corporate catchphrase. Oh. Exile has an effect on people. What brings you back to the island? Council's mass murder last night.
No way.
No way! We thought something was wrong. We got down to the last of our stock and no one's refilling us. The island can't end until I solve this case. How's it feel being back on the beat?
I was born to investigate.
The Idle Lands are no place for an investigator. We feel you. Nice to see the investigation freak again. Oh my god! Unironically just calls it the investigation freak. I thought that was just like, No, actually, I think not just Shinji has called her that. Huh. You got the inside scoop for me? Any weird drinking habits? When that demonic possession happened a decade ago, we sold a lot of sanity. Sanity. People like protection. Does it actually work? Does anything? Listen, you're... What the Oh, God. I wish I could go through this dialogue with Mina. This is fucking incredible. Listen, you're one of the good guys. We want to help. You keep buying drinks and we'll see what we can do. There's a broken vending machine in the warehouses. Someone jammed something in it. We think it may be an upgrade for Starlight. Yeah, that was, Mina mentioned that before. It's going to take some time to get the machine rebooted.
Buy more drinks.
Which is code for buy more drinks. The island is hot. I'm sure I'll be thirsty. That's the spirit. We'll be in touch. Okay. Where was... I think the save point was outside. God. Yeah, I didn't... When I was looking at this at first, I was like, oh, this reminds me of, It wasn't, the Path of Exile comparison I made. It was more like, Something eldritch. I can't... But, like, more the... I guess, gross tentacly kind rather than the... Probably what I'd call the abstract... barely Euclidean kind? I think that's yeah, barely Euclidean. That sounds... That's a turn of phrase I'm using. Yeah. So, yeah. My apologies for kind of the shorter stream. But yeah, between stuff that happened last night and me getting home late and, my voice being shot, yeah, I think it's probably better that I leave it here. What I might even do in the meantime... Oh, actually, no, because you can get random phone calls, can't you? I was thinking maybe I could, like, jump around the island and just get a crap load of blood crystals, but... I'm pretty sure I've been rang completely randomly at some point. By someone like Akihiko. Not Akihiko, Jesus. Yeah. So, yeah, I might not be able to do any grinding as such, but, yeah. With the movement, it should be a lot better. And I can also get a lot more blood crystals along the way. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to actually follow those instincts to just go and grab that, because, like, if I do end up running low, then I stop being able to fast travel everywhere and unlock things and buy stuff, and it's just gonna make things a bit more of a slog. Yeah. Fuck, I'm kind of glad I hadn't visited the Dead Zone yet, because, like, yeah, like, seeing my reaction to that, like, sitting in the call with Mina's probably, was definitely a better way to experience that than just on my own, but, yeah, fuck. Well, fingers crossed, Mina can come along for the next stream, but, yeah, at least for today, that's gonna be it for me. Again, during the week, like, there hasn't been too many streams, because I've been doing some pretty intense work, well, it's a lot of work that leaves me really mentally tired, which is something that kind of just kills my ability to stream, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna try and get at least one Elden Ring stream in. I can do the Ninja Quest line 14, so I'll probably do that sometime during the week. But yeah, unfortunately, I think for the foreseeable future, I'm probably going to be in a position where I'm going to be very tired after work and that. I've also upped the amount of exercise I do, which absolutely destroyed me one night that I actually did it. Not in the sense that I was pushing myself or something, but it was just like, okay, step it up a little bit, and then the mental and physical exhaustion just wiped me out entirely. Yeah, so... It's like, I do want to kind of push myself to do a bit more during the week, but given the situation, like, I also don't want to burn myself out or make myself overtired and have it start affecting all of my life, so... Yeah, unfortunately the stream is the first one to fall there, but there's a few things here and there that I definitely think I could still fit in. And next week, we're going to be doing more of this. The game might speed up a little bit now that I have some movement abilities, but it definitely feels like I barely scratched the surface of this mystery. Like, the deepest it feels we've kind of gotten so far is just establishing that there is a little bit more to Akiko's involvement than straight up her doing the deed. And now we've got this suggestion that Yuri has been behind a lot of this stuff. And then Lydia supposedly should know something about the obelisks and the second Holy Seal. So yeah. Mysteries upon mysteries. Something conspiracy. Oh my god, why can't I remember what Mina was saying about that? Anyway, good time to wrap up, because clearly my brain is failing. Let's see. Is Luca still streaming? No. Oh, damn, she must have actually finished Silver Bullet? Oh my god. I don't remember the name of the thing. The Silver Case. Yeah, no, she's wrapped up. Oh, damn. No, I was hoping we could go and raid her, but... Oh, well. That's all good. We'll just wrap up there, then. So yeah. Stuff during the week, I'm hoping I can get... I'm hoping I can pull out at least, like, maybe, like, a casual kind of sit-down with Path of Exile's heist again. Because I got a few things built up there. There's the ninja job quest line that I can finish up. There's some Elden Ring to do that I like to do, although that is Malekith specifically, so it's probably going to be a Friday night thing. And then more of this next weekend. Yeah. So, thank you very much for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.